Welcome to Show Off Saturdays. Yeah, this is not exactly the regular show off table with the poster of Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Nope. I just got home. I'm in my beater car. What's a beater car, you might say? Well, my definition of a beater car is a car that you drive around that's very utilitarian. Is that the word? Something that will have some imperfections, but you don't care. It's a car that just has a purpose. It's a point A to point B car. And many of you probably have a beater car or a beater truck. A beater truck might have like a truck bed that's got a lot of dents in it. And people look down on other people sometimes for having a beater vehicle. Or maybe your main vehicle is a beater vehicle. And you're trying to save up, work yourself up to get a nicer vehicle. But I think too many times we overlook the true value of a great beater vehicle. And I'm sitting in what I think is one of the best beater vehicles of all time. Let me explain the many reasons why I think this is one of the best beater vehicles of all time. And let me also inflict myself a little bit of shame for how dirty and nasty this cockpit is. Hey, just because it's a beater vehicle, Rick, it does not mean you can't clean it up a little bit, all right? So I'm really stretching it with this carpet. When I got it like 2 years ago, it didn't look this bad. So you could tell I haven't really been nice to this beater, which I know doesn't make sense, but still you must respect your beater vehicle. Now, what have I done to this beater vehicle? Not a whole lot. I put in what I needed, which was a Pioneer head unit. I think it came with a Pioneer head unit, ironically, but it did not work. So I put this beauty in right there. I really like this a lot better. I also have like a 94 Nissan Sentra. I really like how easy it was to get this installed versus the 94, which is one that I'm actually going to be investing a lot of money into. Not this one, but the 94 that's a special near and dear vehicle to my heart. This one, still a nice Sentra. I just don't have that feeling for this one like I do the other one. You know what I'm talking about. You got some cars, maybe some of you have kids that you care about more than other kids, but you won't admit to the other kids. So yeah, why is this such an amazing beater car? Well, number one, it's the price I paid for this bad boy. For this vehicle, and I can't be bothered to leave the vehicle because I'm just honestly, people, I'm just very exhausted. That's part of the reason I'm just coming with it up with this on the fly. Maybe in the future, if a lot of you want to, I'll do like a walk around of the car, which is funny. Many people on YouTube do walk-arounds of their brand new Corvette or their Ferrari or something. Hey, it's a walk-around of a 2006 Nissan Sentra. But there's so many ways. I'm not going to get into all the reasons this is such a great beater car, but mainly they're not that expensive because they have imperfections. They have scratches. They have some dents. And people know they can't get top dollar for them. But this is a 2006, which is around the price of, maybe around the year of like what a lot of beater cars. This one had a lot of miles. You can't see it on the dash because it's like a digital LCD type deal. But right now it's got like 280,000 miles. And when I got it, it had 200, I think, and 50, maybe I want to say. The engine sounds good. There's no clicks, no hisses, no nothing. That's fucking amazing. It looks like the original engine. I repeat, almost 300,000 miles on the original engine. Many of you that have a newer vehicle, supposedly a brand new vehicle that are supposed to be also fancy and shit, have your engines blow up at well under 100,000. People, they just do not make vehicles like they used to. Literally, I'm telling you right now, outside of maybe Toyota or Honda, and even they have their issues. It's true, they do not make vehicles as well as they used to, which also, increases the value personally of a beater. So this has not really given me any problems in the past 2 years. But the dude that sold to me, kind of a sneaky, good guy. Like, I got a great deal on it, but I knew why he was selling it. He mentioned there was a check engine light, but he didn't mention the details around it. I bought it for $1,400, and that was 2 years ago. With the way the car economy is right now, this same vehicle would probably be $3,000. I shit you not. Probably more than twice as much for something like this. This car, it is small, yet it feels somewhat roomier than it is. The seats need to be cleaned, but they're so comfortable. And they kind of they're not racing seats, but, they kind of contour to your bottom and your back. And so for longer trips, feels really good. It drives pretty smooth. The tires are smaller, so the tires are not that expensive for this vehicle. The number one thing I love about this car and why it's such a great beater type vehicle is the gas. The gas. The gas. This thing runs forever and seemingly does not take any gas. Like, I have went on long trips and had to do a double take at the gas hand, like thinking, is it broken? Do I need to take it in and get it worked on? Of course, a longer trip, like, I'm not a speed demon in this vehicle. I ironically don't beat up the beater when it comes to hitting the accelerator. And this is a 2006 Sentra, so it's not going to go really that fast anyways. But there's no logical explanation for this particular vehicle how good it is on gas. Whatever it's rated, it outdoes its rating. So if you have a gas guzzling vehicle, man, and you want something that's cheap, that will sip, just sip, not drink the gas, sip it, this thing's got to be up there with maybe like a Honda Civic or something like that. Like, they call this like budget Civic or something like that. Because, the Sentras, they're not made up as well as a Honda Civic by any means. But yes, so good on gas. There's some interesting things about this vehicle. This must have been a more premium model because it had the 6-disc CD changer. And believe it or not, it has a Rockford Fosgate amp and sub in the back. Can I be bothered to walk out of the car, pop the trunk, and show it to you? No, I cannot. It's just one of those. Maybe I can. Maybe, I don't know. We'll do a part 2 at some point in the future, all right? And I'll show you what's not hooked up right now. Like, I'm not really hooking up doing the system in here. But it's just really cool that this car came, a Sentra, came with a sound system and a 6-disc CD changer. That's pretty cool. Like, honestly, I probably wouldn't use the disc changer. If I were really kind of customizing this car and doing something cool with it, I would take that out and I would put you ever seen equalizers or something like that? I would put something different down there. I would. Damn, I need to clean this car. I really do. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about it because it's a slice of my life, right? And what else makes this such a great beater car? Oh yeah. One more thing that makes this a great beater car is it's a very common car. Not as maybe common as a Toyota Corolla or a Civic, maybe more so. I'm not sure. There's a lot of this particular car around in the salvage yards. That is, parts are very cheap for this car, very cheap, And even like a lot of the old Sentras, believe it or not, I have a junk 94 Sentra that I got that, well, it was before this and it didn't last quite as long. I kept it around because I'm saving a fortune just keeping it for authentic Nissan parts. If you got the space, you don't have to sell them for scrap. Just keep the vehicle around, and a lot of the caps and things of that nature, they fit right onto this vehicle. So the elements of a beater car would be something that you get really cheap, something great on gas, something you really don't care if you get beat up further. Like if there's a scratch or someone opens their car door on this vehicle, like yeah, I mean it's a bummer, but I'm not really, I'm not angry. I'm not super angry about it. I'd be like, hey, not a big deal, not a big deal. Everyone makes mistakes. I just am saving so much money by driving this. And, yeah, it's just beater cars. I can't say enough about how you need in your life a beater car. Older cars, so you don't have to pay like a lot for the insurance, preferably something that's not a sports car. Just something that's a very basic car that's going to be comfortable on long trips, going to save you a lot of gas money, and very important, is going to be a common type vehicle. Like there's really no such thing as a good beater BMW or a good beater Audi. Or, something like that that's not as common of a car. I mean, hell, you might be driving a newer BMW right now and not understand, unless you have a good warranty on it. You better not be driving a BMW out of the warranty period, okay? You'll be spending tons of money fixing that motherfucker. They're beautiful, gorgeous cars. But I feel bad for anybody with a BMW. You know what I'm talking about if you have a BMW or maybe a Mercedes, to a lesser extent. A lot of the engine stuff is made out of plastic too, I hear, which makes it very difficult to work on. One last thing is, your mechanic bills are not going to be that expensive for a 2006 Nissan Sentra because it's a very common vehicle, and mechanics know their way around the vehicle like this. I think that's all I got to say about this. Let's see, what's wrong with this vehicle? Well, see that right there? That just fell out. That just fell out. It's the headliner is in pretty decent condition. So if I really wanted to kind of fix this car up, I could. This car actually was in Need for Speed Underground 2. You ever rock this and drive it in Need for Speed Underground 2? When fixed up, they look pretty nice. The car has a spoiler. Looks a lot faster than it is. Oh, you might be wondering, what's up with the box? Well, I save these boxes when I sell a game system. I put them in this box. I literally went to a store that's kind of like a GameStop. I got a 360 years back, and believe it or not, they put the system in a small black trash bag looking thing. And I thought it was a joke at first, like they were joking like, hey, here you go. Here's your trash you bought. But no, literally, straight face. They just handed me that motherfucker in a trash bag type deal. And it was a flimsy trash bag, and on the way to the car, the system felt like it was going to fall through the trash bag. How dare you put my system in a fucking bag? If you sell somebody a system, give them a damn box. It's rude as fuck to not have a box for a system that you sell to somebody. I hope none of you had to ever deal with getting a system given to you in a bag. All right. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Take care, everybody.